Let's start that all over again. Again, welcome everybody to another episode of Holkotheatre. Apparently, I like to mute myself. I clicked it on the screen. I didn't click the microphone. The microphone's supposed to be on all the time, but oh well. As always, I am Dan Tartaglione, also known as DTartag1, or Mr. Mute himself. This is like I think the third episode in a row that I forgot to turn off the microphone or turn on the microphone at some point. But tonight we got a nice little episode. We're going to talk a little bit about the GEM PC, the OCS, some of the stuff that's coming up, as well as the Outrider Cup. But first, I have a nice little interview to show you guys with our guest of the year for 2021, Timo Dussel. It's about a 45-minute interview, so make sure you stick tuned for that one. This is a pre-recorded interview, so the chat won't be on the screen. So everybody enjoy, and I'll be back with some more information here in a little bit. Timo, also known as Dylan85 on GEMP and Twitch and pretty much everything that you do. So how are you doing today?
I'm fine. It's almost the day is almost finished, and for you it's midday, or what is it for you? Noon?
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I'm staying up late. I'm watching the last Outrider Cup game today, so.
Oh, so you are gonna watch it?
For sure.
And okay, so right now we're pre-recording this before the last game. The last game, of course, is Justin Branch versus Joe Olsen. Team Europe is currently at this point in time sitting at 6-5. So going in to this game that you guys are at least guaranteed a tie. So that means that either if Justin Branch wins, you guys win the entire thing. If Joe Olsen wins, you guys have a match play scenario where your teammates will pick one person to represent both teams, and you guys can play all new decks if you want. And yeah, we'll have it's a tiebreaker scenario within match play. So
I prefer Justin winning, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say obviously you're gonna prefer that Justin Branch wins because then you guys just win outright. But
yeah, I posted my heart rate in the Kirin game, so I don't think I want to have a match play tie break.
Okay, so first of all, let's talk about that scenario. So if it goes down to the match play scenario, who's Team Europe going to go with?
I don't know. We haven't talked about it yet, but I think the captain will make it. I think Bastian's gonna play, but we haven't talked about it. And I think Team USA would do the same.
So you could see like a match between Joe Olsen versus Bastian for the win?
Why not? I mean, Bastian was not at Worlds and has something to prove.
Well, I mean, Bastian proved it by in the OCS playoffs. He beat Joe.
True, but 2 times is better than 1, yeah? Double it down.
Well, okay, so looking at it right now, Bastian is 2-0 in both of his games. The only other player who's 2-0 is Justin Desai. Do you think we could see like Justin saying, I want the ball, or I want to be the guy to push this over? Because Justin posted this earlier in Slack.
I mean, if they go to a tie, Joe Olsen is also 2-0, because if he loses and he's 1-1, then he can't. But no tie.
Justin's 4-0 lifetime in the Outrider Cup.
I mean, I can see Desai playing. You have to choose between 2 great players. I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. So
okay, so let's talk about the Justin versus Joe matchup. It's ISB versus communing. Now you guys don't know if it's like Qui-Gon, Yoda, or Obi-Wan communing. How do you feel going into this match?
It depends a lot on the build of the communing, I think, but it will come down to a drain race probably, ISB in space, and if he can set up a 3rd battleground on the ground to especially not only for battle plan, but especially for resistance or ultimatum. I don't know which side, you know what I mean, the limiting. And this will be key, and it will be, I think he will play Qui-Gon because he played it, I think, at Worlds, so probably Qui-Gon communing.
Yeah, he did play it at Worlds, and I know he likes to run a starship plus the Bargwin and Landing Claw. Do you think Justin's ready for that?
Hmm, I don't know. I mean, I also don't know if you're a kind of spy for Team America, and
No,
then
no,
you
no,
talk
no.
all this
Okay, well,
way,
first of all, time
we
out.
will.
Okay, first of
No,
all,
no time out. You say
I
you
I
pre-record it, and it's and then
I picked. So first of all, I picked you guys to win. I picked Team Europe. Second of all, the deck lists are already submitted at this point, so it really doesn't matter. Like Joe can't.
But if you know the deck list, it makes a big difference.
Okay,
The deck list
that's
was submitted, but
true.
nobody knows the deck.
That's true.
And
I,
and you were happy when I lost my second game, admit it.
okay, whoa. The only reason I was happy, I wasn't even happy. It was like more along the lines of me saying, "Man, it's a good thing Timo didn't win because the smack talk would be insane." Like
That's true.
people have said it on record that you're probably one of the best smack talkers in Star Wars.
I don't know. I'm not that long in the business to know about that. I think
I mean,
this Hunter
you
guy,
talk a lot of smack.
one of the this how is this Hunter? Not the Eric Hunter, not Hayes Hunter, but the other Hunter,
Brian,
Brian Hunter. He
I,
shall be a good smack too, but he shall be a evil guy. I heard.
that's great. I will say this: like he hasn't played in a while, so the likelihood of him being a good smack talker is not that good. I mean,
He's not in training. You mean?
well, like I said, he hasn't played in a while, so he hasn't like we don't see him on Gemper or anything. Maybe you talking about him will bring him out of retirement.
Maybe it would be fun.
So let's talk about your games. So in the first game you played against Hayes Hunter, it was your TTO versus his Let the Wookiee Win. So, and you won that match. Hayes conceded what, like turn 4 or 5 into it.
It was, I think, it was a little bit late. I haven't watched the replay which turn it was, but yeah, it was pretty well set up. Bot presence and would have out damaged, and even if he would have cleared a side, but I had the command, and then he conceded. Although he would have drawn 3 Destiny, didn't even wait for the command. Yeah, I was pretty confident going into this matchup because I won all test games against main decks, let the Wookiee win decks, but it was every time very, very close. So this time, since I had a good hand, I decided to go to ground earlier, and this won me the game easier than in test. So yeah, I thought probably most of them would think I will play Deal, and I just don't think Deal is that good anymore. It's still decent, but it has gotten a lot worse, a lot bad matchups where you can threaten early damage, and now you can't threaten early damage, and you get behind in the drain race.
Yeah.
And especially since most of them play free ride combo. So I thought love TTO also. I always played it very often in the Java Cup. With 12-0, I played TTO in my run. So why not? I did build this deck. I thought they might not even play relatively unprotected. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only person to see who played it was it Kieran in his matchup, or no, Zimwat today in his match. He played it in QMC, or no, that was last night.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the list exactly, so I have to look at it if he played it. But I think I saw 7. Yeah, it's entirely possible. I think he drew it for power with his ship, but then he drew a 1 or 2 for Destiny.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, if you would have ran into relatively unprotected, what was your strategy there?
No strategy. Still, I win the drain race. As I could drain space for 2 and 2. and make a ping of 1, and make a ping with the client, maybe make a ping with my voyeur, make a ping with my rebel artillery, but the dark side version. So yeah, Tarkin's. I played 2 Tarkin's order, and played the systems where I thought, yeah, if he plays a Naboo side, I have my Naboo system to Tarkin's order that. If he goes to Endor, I can Tarkin's order that. If he deploys the Death Star 2 side with a ship, I can move a ship to my Death Star system and Tarkin's order that. But didn't have a Tarkin's order, so I drew it in the mid game then. So that was the plan, and then establish on ground. But I had the opening with my Emperor in the good hand, and if I wouldn't have deployed him that turn, I could have thrown him away, because you can't deploy him where his presence.
True.
And all battleground sites would have been occupied. So I thought the force push, the close call, the barrier, the Gurk in hand, what can go wrong?
Yeah, it's at that point, you were pretty much safe at that point, especially with the Gik in hand. So let's talk about your second game. You played OA versus Jared Napolitano's Agents of Black Sun. How did you feel about going into that match?
Coffee Pass wrote this list with old allies is lopsided favor.
Okay.
And I disagreed with that. And I talked to Justin, who is a good old allies player. And he said he disagrees also. He had always very tough, very hard, close matches against old AOBS. And in testing, I played some games against Kirin. It was always very close. I think I won, but it was very close. But I have to say, the start was very slow of me, and this is really crucial here, because he flips. I can't flip him back if I don't have my ray. He can't spread out. I knew I had no gig, so I can't spread out. And my build was an anti-main stick and not an anti-AOBS stick.
Okay.
So, but still, I came back pretty good, I think, and had a shot. And I threw it all away with some misplays where I thought, man, how can you do that? This layer, first of all, alone there at the side, I knew I wanted to Jesus Bounty to get, but Leia is no pilot, and my Finn with 3 force can't react to no pilot. So,
okay.
Yeah, that was. I knew it when I deployed her, but I don't like to ask for. I knew it not before I deployed her, but I deployed her, and then I realized. But I thought, no, I can't ask for a revert here. It's my mistake. He played the Jesus Bounty. That's an action. So no reverts there. I don't want to ask for that. Although I knew I would get here in trouble. And then the turn after, where I beat Jizo down, I think I could have moved more all in with screw that spy with where I can cancel with my Jaja. Go with Charger there, make Bayman hit and make 8 more overflow, would have been probably better. And then don't mistrick your 7, would have been also very good to stay in the game. But still, Jared played it very well, I think. And it's no shame to lose against Jared Napolitano. So, yeah, Justin has to win.
Yeah, so okay, let's talk about some of the other matches that are really good ones. So, Justin, he played against Hayes, his Hitco versus Huntdown. Did you watch that one?
A little bit. I watched the stream, and you simultaneously streamed both. And Justin.
Was that the infamous? Was that the during the stream with the infamous one where your heart rating was like racing?
No, that was Kieran game where I casted it, and I don't know what happened. I mean, Kieran went under 1 minute, and at this point,
oh yeah, that was the Paul Myers versus Kieran game.
I thought
we'll talk about that one in a second.
I thought that's not fair to win a game and then lose by time, but it happens. I mean,
it does. It does.
He has 40 minutes or something like that. So if you don't win in that time, I mean, it's a one way to win.
It happens.
But he made it happen. 12 seconds on the clock, and my heart rate dropped pretty significantly after that, and back to normal.
So yeah, let's talk about that one really quick. So that was Ralops versus Diplo, if I'm correct.
Nope. This was AOBS against
That's right.
Diplo.
Agents
And
of Black Sun versus Diplo.
I think Diplo is favored there.
I can see
Pretty
it.
significantly.
I can see it. So Kieran,
It depends if you can kill Luke. But I knew
yes,
that
yeah.
I knew the
If you
build
can get
of
the
Paul Myers,
yeah,
and I
you
knew that he plays the old man Luke, and he's pretty hard to kill. So that's one reason I thought Diplo is favored. But when I saw Paul Meyer delivering the plans without flipping, I knew that's a chance. Go to the system, he never can flip.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I watched a little bit of the game and everything, but I remember towards the end, Kieran was able to use hidden weapons to get rid of Luke, and I think
And
that
I
was
called it on stream.
yep.
I said,
Yes, you
wouldn't
did.
it be funny that he lost one on purpose to bluff, and then he would have a second one and capture Luke, and he did
Hmm.
it, and Paul attacked right into it.
Yeah, that was
Was so funny.
that was a huge turning point for Kieran in that game, but I know again towards the end, Kieran and Paul were both running low on time. There was a little bit of a scenario where Paul was trying to get like he was just typing in chat and everything, asking for information from Kieran. Do you feel that was like poor taste on Paul to like try and get Kieran to
I
type
mean,
and waste seconds? I mean, you streamed the game, so that's why I'm asking you.
when I streamed it, I said it, and I think he could have asked that long question 2 minutes later after the game,
Hmm.
but I can't say it was his intention to run down the clock for sure, and so I
Okay.
can't say. But I did
Well,
send him a
okay.
polo. I said, you sneaky
Did he
little."
did he get back to you on that?
He didn't answer that one. But given some time, when he loses a game, he needs some time.
So you're part of Team Marco Polo then, correct?
I'm part of Team Marco Polo, proudly.
Proudly.
The greatest ever of all time. Paul Myers introduced it to me, where there was a fun event some time ago where you had to team up with 3 different country guys,
Oh yeah.
where one plays Java, one plays a different thing, and one open. And Paul was searching for a team. I said, "Hey, you can be in team with me." He didn't even know me, but then we teamed up. I said, "You win all your games, I win all your games, and the third one can do whatever he wants." And that's basically what happened. But still, the 2-1 was not enough to get in the finals. We won every round 2-1,
Mm,
and then he said, "I have to go to Marco Polo." And yeah, since then,
okay.
this app is on my phone. I never deleted it
Yeah.
and use it frequently.
Yeah, that's you do. That's how, one of the ways that you and I communicate regarding like a lot of the Hollow Theater and stuff. So yeah, let's talk about like some of the other games. Like Team USA was after you got down by what was it 4-1. They came back a little bit with some of their matches. Justin Desai came back. He won both of his matches. Joe ended up winning Ralops versus QMC last night. And then today, like I said, Justin Desai beat Miguel. And then we got to I would say, the penultimate match at this point with Bastion versus Paul Myers. So, uh, did you work with Bastion on this? Because, like you said, you were a deal player.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I talked with him. I said you have to expect that, and we played 2 games. We discussed strategy, what's best, and I think Legend has this matchup. You can only win with deal here with a really good start and the send effect. And I think Team USA said in the chat that they played it too, and also Legend won 3 of the test games, and
Okay.
deal 1-0. I played 2 with Bastion. We talked through it, and he also won both games. So in the first game, he just killed my executor, like he tried with
Mm-hmm.
Paul Myers, but he was one turn earlier. So Paul Myers also had difficult had needed several rounds to stack space that he
Okay.
doesn't have to lose executor. I didn't have that time in that turn in that game, so he killed the Executor with a layer shuttle made out of blade, draw through destiny, and so on, and canceled my command with would have canceled my command with the Rebel flight suit, as
Okay.
he threatened in the Bastion in the Paul Myers game. And in that game, he made the same as today. He drew up and drew up. And I thought, this is looking pretty good. I mean, I think Deal beats Legend by 40. And then he
Wow.
came down with all that stuff. And in the second game, I had a rough start, a really slow start,
Okay.
and he had a fast start. So he set it up his Ray, his Rose, and just gone with the Falcon to Jakku and outdrained me by a lot.
Okay.
So there are the two paths. I think today we saw a mix of both games where he didn't kill the Executor, but he got rid of he controlled Bespin and got rid of the occupation, where he had no canceler in his deck, so
Oh,
no
he
free
ran
ride
no
combo, something
canceler.
like that,
Wow.
and also no layers gun. Yeah,
Wow. That's impressive that he played no Leia's gun, no free ride combo, nothing to for the
I mean,
occupation.
layers gun. You can use your force pile pull with it with Legend, but usually you might play even a Mandalorian Savrip then, and it's 2 slots, and
Yeah, that makes sense.
you want to play 3 rays, you want to play at least 2 I can handle yourself. So yeah,
Okay,
something has to go. You only have 60 cards.
and that makes sense. So what?
That's
I,
another Paul Myers Marco Polo thing. He always says you want to add things. He wants to make fun of you. Say you should add a fourth sneak attack. You should have 5 leaderships, and he thinks I'm taking him serious. But he never says what to cut. So if you make a Paul Myers build, what he wants you to play on Marco Polo, you run basically 8 sneak attacks and 5 tramples.
yeah, I was gonna say because like I know he's played the trample. He played that towards the end of the game, right before he conceded. Uh, like, what do you
No
think?
parameter scan in the build, I think, of Passion.
Mm-hmm.
But there are not so many things you go down on Bespin where you can trample. I mean, your little guys hide in interior, your rows and so on. So it's not that big of a deal. Other maybe if you can sneak attack a 6 and then trample it, but if he has 2 legend guys, he can redraw the trample while fight, and you can only trample in fight when you sneak attack,
Yeah.
because you can only sneak attack make it used. Yeah, if you get attacked.
So was the Rebel flight suit like the 61st card or anything, or obviously the 60th card, or was that something that Bastion knew he wanted to play in the deck regardless of the matchup?
I that specifics you would have to ask Bastion, because it went that way. Basically, everybody made his deck and posted it,
Okay.
and the others just made suggestions. So my usual Fumba old allies build is 2 cards different, but Bastion suggested adding a third Fumba, or playing a second Finn or so on, and cutting that and that. And it was the same with other decks. So in my TTO deck, I didn't play the interrupt where I can pull the system
Mm-hmm.
where I built it. So I changed 1 card because they said, didn't you want at least a second way to get your system out, not only rely on force push? And yeah, it's nice. I mean, if you force push and see you have the interrupt, you can take the interrupt and pull the system. Or if you
Mm-hmm.
can force push and there's the system, then you have 2
You take it.
chances basically. But you verify, of course. You
Yeah.
don't make a force push blind. Yeah. And so I cut a second Emperor and put this interrupt in. That were the changes, and similar
Okay.
with other decks. We talked. Yeah.
So let's go back to the Paul Myers versus Bastion game because again that was like the big game so far in the Outrider Cup at this point. What do you think Paul could have done to win the game?
That, if he didn't draw the send effect, then there is basically nothing he could have done. He didn't make any crucial mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So He made pressure, which is good. I thought, oh, now he has to back up space a little bit more because he can easily pull off 20 Battle Destiny, which he did. Bastion, especially when you see him drawing so much cards. But what would have been great for Paul is the effect and Barrich in space. So when he deployed Grand Moff Gideon with the Blizzard 4, I thought he might pull Barrich with it, and another Spike Scout with an ATST with Aratech. He would have had enough force. But I think in reserve deck there were no one to pull there because I think he didn't pull anybody.
Okay.
So yeah, so this would have been really hard for Bastion to go through because if you take the occupation damage, he used his interrupt, his We Are Doomed, and he was not so low on force to keep tracking it could be worse. Also, he can't spend a 3 or 4 force every turn just to negate damage and still make pressure. So yeah, then that's basically the only chance this deal with that turn 1 errata can handle Legend, I think.
Yeah, I will say, like, I
Legend
like.
can be worse. They could have a free ride. They could have a Leia's gun. I mean, it was not even built to build to.
That's a good point. Like, I will say I did like the inclusion of U3PO ×2 in Paul's deck. Like, that was kind of interesting. I mean, it did shut off the one drain at Maz Castles, the chamber or whatever it's called. I know that the BB-8 ping still happened and Rose was still be able to retrieve one, but it did save him a force per turn.
I mean, it's an interesting idea. What you play against 3PO base probably is free ride combo. Yeah? So you want to, if you place the free ride combo to cancel the occupation, you grab the free ride combo. You play the next occupation. If he plays it to get rid of the 3PO, you grab it, you deploy another 3PO, and so it's an interesting idea of Paul. But 3PO means 2 other cards you might need and don't have in basically every other matchup.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I'm a little surprised, like, Paul wasn't running a second grabber just for that reason. Like, if he had another grabber for, say, the free ride combo or something to protect, like, U3PO just in case, like, that might have helped him out in the long run, too.
It's much easier in the old IE to put in that cards because in this deal list, you are so short on characters and because you have to put in 5 of these free effects. And they are not questionable. You can't go with less or... I mean, you can go with 4.
You could go with, like, something like Tarkin's Bounties and, like, Force Push. At least those give you...
Paul always played 2 force pushes, 1 Tarkin's Bounty, and 5 effects. I mean, you want to have it every time.
Well,
you can't.
You want to have it every time.
You can't say I want to have luck.
Playing 5 of that is just insane. Like,
I mean, it's
a Destiny 5, but it's a dead card afterwards. Like, I'd rather have multiple Tarkin's Bounties because at least with Tarkin's Bounties, you can, if it's lost, you can redeploy it to do the same thing.
I mean, you're right on that one.
And it's Destiny 5.
But it's, if you promise me that I get this one effect I have 1 time in my deck, every time in my hand, I take that one. But if you play 10 Tarkin's Bounty, you have 8 Tarkin's Bounty in hand, and you still need to activate your one effect you only play 1 time. I mean, that doesn't work.
Okay,
and it's so crucial because you don't even get activation of mob points if you don't have your executor out.
I know what you guys are saying. It's a fine balance between, like, wanting to get the free effect right and everything. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like, I can understand Paul's frustration because they nerfed IE to the point where it's not playable right now. And hopefully they make something to make it better, like, at this point. But
I think this deal was better. I think this deal, which we to the same time, I think we had the idea at the same time, and Justin Silverglen had this same idea too. He said, "I think it is better with a deploy +1 with the execute instead of the
Okay.
Devastator with you don't need to be flipped to make the occupation damage and so on.
Yeah.
I think it is better, but IE, you can't play IE anymore at the
No.
moment.
No, you can't. Okay, so we talked a lot about the Outrider Cup. So you made the OCS, so you didn't get to play in the Jawa Cup. You made it to the second. No, you got knocked out in the first round of the OCS playoffs. Just
Don't remind me of that.
don't remind you, but you're doing well in the Gem PC. Right now, you're in the third round after beating Dralek, Jeron, and you're facing off against Apollyon, Jason Randu.
Apollyon.
Yeah,
It's Jason Randu.
yeah, I think
Randu?
so. Yeah,
Is he
Apollyon.
French?
No, I'm not sure actually.
Okay.
Which is funny because he's in the top 4 of the Jawa Cup this year. He recently played Ryan Serson with Set Your Course for Allies, the flip one now, the new hotness essentially. How are you preparing for Jason at this point?
He plays a totally different time zone than I. So I'm just think I'm going to do the same with Dralak. I'm just load a random deck and play.
Well, you know what? He watches Hollotheatre, so are you
You can overthink it. You can overthink it, and he might play that, and then double bluff. But yeah,
okay? So you're just gonna go with a random Timo deck at this point.
but hopefully a funny one.
Funny one.
So like Gungans, I probably play Gungans at Naboo and drain for 5 or something like that. I think
Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
And
Fumbas for sure.
definitely
A lot of
Fombas.
Fumbas.
Lots of Fombas. Okay, so,
Overpower him.
do you have any thought of like what he's going to be playing, or is that like something that you're not worried about at this point?
So I think he's flexible enough.
Okay.
If you see the Java Cup, I followed it a little bit, the Java Cup. I think he played Set Your Course, he played AOBS one time, he played Reality Ops, and it's different enough. I saw him also play Stunning Move, which is a main type deck. So he's flexible enough that I can't prepare for one deck. So I'm just going, win the rock paper scissor. Is scissor the right pronunciation?
Yes.
Win the rock paper scissor game, and if I lose, if I have a bad matchup, I still can win. I mean, he can always make mistakes, and
I don't know. He's been playing really well. Like I said, he made the top 4, and he's up a game on Ryan
you're
Saracen.
always only as good as your opponents allows you to be.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
no.
a good point. And like it's kind of nice because
My parents used to say when playing tennis, my opponent is. Yeah.
So, and then looking ahead really quick, if you get past Jason, you'll be playing either Charlie Arlinson, who's Golden God on Gemp, and I have no clue who this guy is, BRB 1097. He upset Robbie Hendon, and he upset Matt Sperling.
Maybe another 12-0 old.
Hey!
No. I think you have to. I think you have to register with a real name. So
Yeah.
at least one, should know his name.
I think Batmouse knows his name at this point, but outside of that, I'm not really sure.
But if he's in round 3, he is. Everybody can win on the right day against the right
Yeah.
decks.
Oh, like I said, he beat Robbie, who made top 8 at Worlds. Matt Sperling, who made a top 9,
Also a good
top 10 at Nationals. He wasn't at Worlds because he was playing for the World Championship of Magic. I mean, I can't fault the guy for that. So, it's gonna be like I said, just looking ahead. But first you have to get past Jason.
He plays Magic too, I think.
Jason, yeah.
He wrote me a buy list of like 500 cards. Can you register at this site and buy from France, from Italy, and send me and for 500 euros or something like that? And I thought of it and that, dude, don't even know you. I'm not going to do that. But he never answered back. I mean, I wrote a really long reasons why I'm not going to do it. He never answered back.
Well,
So
now you're going to play him, so now you're going to know him a little bit more.
now he's going to give me his answer. Hopefully a bad one. He plays Gungans. He wants to troll me.
That would be kind of funny.
Troll the troll.
Troll. Yeah. Are you a troll?
No, I don't think so. I'm not a troll.
No, but you're a good smack talker.
But I hope I'm not negative.
No.
So.
No. So, what if you guys win? If Team Europe wins, will we be able to get you guys on, all 6 of you, for Holkotheatre next week? Obviously,
I hope so.
Hopefully, it's gonna. It would probably be a pre-recorded interview, just like we're doing right now. Just respect your guys' time difference. But would you and the rest of your team be willing to come on to Holkotheatre to?
I would do that, and I would try to convince the others to do the same.
Okay.
Baroni says he wants to hear always my sexy voice, so he hears it one more time.
So, how do you guys feel? Like I said, how do you feel about going watch it? Like with this game against Justin and Joe, and then the possible. Do you feel good? Do you feel confident in your teammates?
I feel always confident in my teammates, but I'm not that confident in that matchup.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with Silver Glen. And although there are not that many top players, I mean, in Team America, you could probably take 20 and top 20 and always be, and we have less players, but I think really good players and also good players who don't play that regular. I think Emil shall be very good. I never met him, I never played him, but he is a great one. And Bastian, Silverglen, all top players. Miguel also won his game.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, like, everybody from Team Europe has won at least one game.
Yeah. So, no, Crypto went 0-2.
I don't think so.
Crypto lost his game today and lost against Joe Olsen his first. But against Joe...
Crypto.
Crypto?
You know what? Let me double check really quick.
What did he play for Dark? He played Robs with Dark against Legend, Desire.
Yeah, Crypto
and this was
lost.
Very close.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Crypto lost all of it, like both of his games. So Hayes is not alone in losing both their games. So Crypto and Hayes.
But I mean, it was very close against Desai. Desai played it perfectly against that kind of deck Crypto played, and what he maybe could have done differently is, but I don't know if Desai had a barrier. When he went his last character to Raltier, I knew the interior side is open for Desai to get battle plan going.
Yeah.
But
I feel bad for Crypto. Like,
he had a really bad start at this in this matchup, and in the second game where he played Light, it's just unlucky that he has the Mara Shades.
Yeah.
He can pull the shuttle, and then he has Mara Shades in hand, and
yeah,
but it happens.
It happens, and I feel bad for Crypto. Like, he had to go against two-time world champions.
So look at it this way: if another one would have played the same opponents, we would have lost too. So
wow. So if you're saying you would have played Justin Desai and Joe Olsen, you would have lost both?
I would have won. I would have won.
You would have won at least one of them?
I would have won both against those
you
two.
Won both. Oh, okay. No. Okay. We have it on record. Timo would have beat Justin Desai. No, Timo would have beat Justin Desai and Joe Olsen. Wow. Okay.
Cut that out.
No.
That was just a joke.
No. We're leaving that in. There's the match. Timo is calling out Joe and Justin Desai.
I mean, you asked me if I would lose. I'm I'm always confident in winning, and even if I
Okay.
lose, then I
Okay.
lose. But why, Dan? I
Hey.
don't sign the agreement that you can pub.
Two.
It's
Uh,
okay.
okay. So, the other reason we have you on today is because, for those who don't know, Timo, you were the 2021 Guest of the Year of Hollow Theater. Again, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We have your card already made. We're going to be sending it out to you and everything to go into the Hollow Theater packs. Uh, how would you say this is the greatest accomplishment you have ever had in terms of Star Wars CCG?
I thought you say you ever had in your life, and then I
Well,
would have to say no. But I'm. It's definitely an honor, but you can't. It's a different. I mean, what I when I play and game championship finals last year is pretty big accomplishment for me,
mhm.
and also being in the Outrider Cup. But it's definitely uh, up there with it because I would never thought of it. I watch the show as every Thursday morning when I'm
Mhm.
breakfasting and driving to school. I just listen to it. I'm not
I
watching
was
it
going to
or
say, I would hope you
driving it.
just listen.
Um, yeah, and I couldn't believe my ears when you said my name. So thanks to all who voted for me. I don't know who voted for me. So I didn't tell anybody to vote there because then they always would have asked, and how was the voting? And then I would have to say, last place. And so, yeah. But when I won, I wrote almost everybody on my WhatsApp list, and they didn't even know that I'm playing this game. And I said, "Hey, I have to explain. You know, I play that game, and
Hmm.
um, guess." And they never knew if it's a big accomplishment or even negative to be on a nerd game. They call it. Yeah,
Nerd game.
uh, I like to be a nerd, so it's fine
Yeah. So,
for me.
for those who don't know, Timo, your wife helped you pick the out the picture for the card. I'm not going to show it off because I want it to be a surprise to everybody who's watching. What did she say when
So,
you told her about all of this?
um, actually, she started to get interesting now in the game. She always asks, "And how is the stand in the Outrider Cup?" And before, she didn't even
Hmm.
wasn't even interested in it. But with your pick, you said I have to send you picks, and I made some selfies and so on. Then you send it a promo card, and my wife said, um, "It's not looking good. You look so exhausted. What's that for a picture? Take this one I made." And then, yeah, she convinced me to send you another pick.
Okay.
So if she's not interested in the game, she's at least interested in me having a nice picture on a card.
Okay. That's fair. So, was she what did she say when you were told her you were the guest of the year, though?
Um, what did she write? I think she wrote something about also what I said. If she don't know if that's something positive or negative to be, um, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But I said it's positive. Yeah,
Yeah, it's only two people in the history of the show have been named guests of the year, and you're the first non-advocate.
and I'm the first European,
Yeah,
aren't I?
yeah. There you go.
That's great.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today. Again, right now we're about to get ready for the Joe Olson versus Justin Branch game. So again, that uh,
Oh yeah, it starts in
it's
80
almost
minutes.
yeah, it starts fairly soon. So we're gonna get ready for that. I'm gonna be streaming it. Again, we don't have the results just yet, so hopefully it's a good match. Uh, and
I hope
yeah.
so too. And European takes home the pot.
uh,
And didn't you say we get hoodies when we win? That
so
would be
I
so.
think
I
I think
think
it comes down. What they're going to do is they're going to actually message you guys and say what you guys want. Do you want hoodies or would you want something else?
I think hoodies would be really nice.
Okay.
Hoodie isn't hoodie something like that?
Yes. What about
I would
soccer?
wear
What about
it in
soccer
school
jerseys?
and then tell my students, "Hey, look what I won, Team Europe."
I don't know.
top
Like,
European player.
what about like a soccer jersey or something?
What is a soccer jersey? Soccer is
Uh,
football, the real
okay.
football, not the
What
American
about
football.
a football jersey?
A jersey is something
Yeah,
tricot.
what the shirt that they wear?
Oh, that's nice too. Really?
I don't know. Though you guys will come up with something good if you win.
Yeah. So, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on today. Got a little bit more to go over with Hollow Theater, so make sure you stick around for the rest of the show. Again, thank you, Timo, for coming on today. It is always a pleasure, sir. And we'll see more of you later on within the year. So, thanks, everybody.
Yeah. See you in the championship finals where you stream my game.
Oh, you're going to make the finals?
As last year, I try.
I don't know. The competition's a little stiffer this year.
That's is always hot. The competition is always hot. Last year also, Joe Olsen played and so on. But this year with Player of the Year points, there are even more. Bastion is playing, but still,
True.
Silverclan always played. Joe Olsen always played. It was never a scrub tournament.
Okay.
It was always a good competition.
True. Okay. Well, again, thank you for joining us today, and you take
you
care
for
of
having me.
yourself over there.
Bye.
Okay, and again, thank you to Timo Dussel for doing that interview. Again, we recorded that a little earlier. Actually, we recorded that right before the Joe Olsen versus Justin Branch game, so kind of a little bit of a. Again, it was a great game. Timo and I did the commentary for it, so yeah. Again, we'll recap that in a second. Just so everybody knows what's going on in the Star Wars CCG world, we got a little bit of a refresh. Again, this weekend is the MPC. So right now we have 33 people signed up for it. So I know we're going to have some live coverage of that. So make sure you stick around for this weekend and watch some of the exciting matches at the MPC. The Outrider Cup, again, just ended today. So for those who didn't watch it, right now we're at a 6-6 tie. Going into the last game, Team Europe was up 6-5, and it was Justin Branch on ISB versus Joe Olsen playing Qui-Gon communing, and I won't spoil the events of the game, but first of all, it was an exciting game. Second of all, Joe Olsen was able to emerge victorious out of the game, and now we have a playoff format. Right now, the two captains are conferring with their teammates. They're deciding on what they're going to do. I believe that they are checking out the decks and like figuring out what they want to do deck-wise and everything. As for the people who are going to be playing on those, I don't know. So it is going to be the captain's picks. It's going to be their final decisions on who will be representing Team Europe and Team America. So once we have any more information regarding those, we'll let you guys know. And yeah, either stay tuned to the forums, Slack, Twitch, obviously. I believe either myself, Jared, Bill, or someone will get the names out to you of when the event is going to be happening and who's going to be representing both teams. I know Joe is scheduled to go to the MPC this weekend, so I'm assuming that he's going to be getting ready for that. So it's going to be a little bit, I'm assuming it's going to be next week. So, but again, once we have a little bit more information, you guys will be the first to know. Also going on right now is the GemPC. We are in the second/third round of that. A couple people have made it into the third round. Joe Olsen, Adam, Winston, Kyle, Mike Kessling, Brandon, Connor Britton, Drew, Treadwell, I can never remember his real name, Charlie, Brett Bailey, Timo, Jason, Matt Harrison trainer, Justin Miyashiro, Tom Haid, Lawrence Kraft, Babadook. Again, I'm not 100% sure on their real name. Greg Shaw, Rebel CPA. Again, I should know his name. I played him in the Jawa Cup. Bastion, Miguel, CE. I'm not really knowing this person. Crypto, Zmot, Justin Branch, Paul Myers, and Wayne have all made it to the third round. Again, the Java Cup is still going on right now. We are in the top four. Jeffrey Levine will be playing Kevin Yop. Ryan Jelson and Jason are playing. Jason won game one. I don't remember the differential in game one. I want to say it was like 5 or 6. So they will be playing the opposite sides here in a little bit. And the OCS signups are currently live. So if you want to sign up for the OCS, please do. It is all on the in the store. There's going to be, like last year, there's going to be 2 seasons. This year, it's going to be February, March, and May, followed by June, August, and September. Well, you could be asking yourself, well, why isn't the BC doing any, like, why is it not April and July? Well, straight off the presses for everybody, Bill Kafer has sent me over something interesting. To the public here, for the first time ever, is the 2022 tournament schedule. So we have the NPC. Again, the OCS is going to be February, March, May, June, August, and September, with the playoffs to follow. The leagues, there is suggesting 5 events through March to November. For states, the PC is recommending March through July. European Nationals, again, March through July. There will be a retro event to be determined between April and May. So that's one of the reasons why. The second reason why there's no OCS is because the Indoor Grand Prix will be going on in April. That is scheduled for April 7th through 10th. And then the online team event, something that we did last year, is going on May through July, May 15th through July 16th. Regionals, again, they are suggesting June through October. And then, first announced today, U.S. Nationals is going to be in Minneapolis this year in July 14th through the 17th. So mark your calendars down, everybody. And then literally starting that same day is the next Jawa Brawl, July 17th through August 27th. Euros is going to be happening in Germany, September 9th through the 11th. And then in advance of Worlds, we're going to do another Road to Worlds event from September 25th through the October 12th. And then we have Worlds in Atlanta, October 13th through the 16th. And then we have the championships, the Champions League. That is going to be replacing the Outrider Cup next year. That is all the champions from the different leagues, any of the majors, I believe, as well. All are going to be doing a special league that's going to take place November through December 21st. So there, right there is your Star Wars CCG tournament schedule for the year. We will be getting this onto the forums and making public to everyone here probably after the show. I'm assuming that Bill's going to be taking care of it. So make sure you set your calendars accordingly. Get your tickets reserved for Minneapolis, Seattle, Atlanta, Germany if you want to go to Germany. And yeah, I hope to see some people at some events this year. But so again, I want to thank Timo for tuning in and doing the interview earlier today. It was a great interview as always. Timo's a wonderful interviewee and a wonderful guest. And then again, thanks to everybody for watching tonight. Next week, hopefully we'll have a little bit more information regarding the Outrider Cup. I still want to get whichever team wins, I want to get the 6 of them on to discuss, all the strategy and everything behind the Outrider Cup, what they were thought about going into it as well. So hopefully we'll get some more information on that. And then, next week we're also going to be talking about the NPCs. Who's going to win the NPC? Will it be Joe Olsen? Will he continue his reign of dominance? Or will it be somebody else? Like, I know Jared Napolitano is going to be there. Kyle Kruger is going to be there. Charlie Arlinson is going to be there. Will it be one of those type of players? Or will it be somebody completely different who I don't even know? We'll find out. We'll definitely find out by next Wednesday. So make sure you tune into all the NPC coverage for this weekend. I'm not sure who's going to be doing commentary. I want to say it is... Actually, I can find out here in a second. Uh, 'cause, 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 ' Yeah, I'm not sure who is going to be. Like I said, I'm not really sure who's going to be doing. Jeremy DePaulo will be doing the commentary live from New Jersey this weekend. So make sure you give him props for all the good commentary. And yeah, I'll see everybody next weekend or next Wednesday. And until then, as always, everybody have a good night. Have a good weekend. And if you are going to the NPC, be safe and enjoy yourselves this weekend. I'll see everybody next Wednesday. Take care and have a good one.